Okay, so my goal was to rewrite the background program using pixels. And I got a little bit sidetracked into purposeful obfuscation things. But I have a setup method, I have a size, I have a background that's passing a color to this new background to function that I wrote that returns nothing because it doesn't give you something, it does something. And then it takes a color C. So how do I actually make the pixels change color? I want to do this manually, right? So the first thing I need to do to get access to the pixels is,
Load pixels.
yeah, you have to run a load pixels method. So this is just for processing, right? But in processing, in order to get the pixels to do anything, you have to go fetch them first, right? So this is making a collection of pixels. This is really an array, right? And it's one-dimensional because, yeah. So if I'm commenting my code, right, I'm saying makes the pixels array available for use, right? And then I'm noting this array is one-dimensional. Sad face.
Yeah.
So a pixel at x comma y is at index, not position. Index what?
X times y.
No, you'd love that. It's so
Plus
close.
y plus one.
No, it's so weird. It's so much weirder than that. So if I run this, I'm expecting it to make a 900 by 600 window. Okay, so it made a 900 by 600 window. Remember, this pixel up here, right, top left pixel, is 0, 0, right? The one to the right of it is 0, 1, right?
It's just the first element.
And then that's the second element in the array. The 0 element, right, the first element in the array is 0, comma 0. And then it goes to the right one, and that's the first one. And then it goes to the right one, and that's the second one. And then all the way over here, what's the last one in that row? What's the coordinates for the last one in the first row? 0, comma, in this case, it's 900 wide. So it is 0, comma 899. You guys see that? So where's the first, what's the first one in the next row? That's the 900 element in the array. You guys see that? So if I go down a row, that adds a width, right? You guys see that? So the x comma y is at y times the width plus x. Right, so the 0, 0, 1 is at the 0 index, right? The first one on the second row is 1 down, right? And 0 over, or sorry, yeah, 1 down and 0 over. So it's at the 900 spot in the array. You guys see that? The one that's 899 over and 0 down is in the 899 spot. So you just have to know this conversion, right? It's not hard, you just have to know it. Right? So once I load pixels, I want to loop through the pixel array, right? So how do I loop through the pixel array?
For loop.
For loop?
Or less than 12
Okay, nice. So start an integer I at 0. Go up to the pixels dot length by ones. And then what do you need to do? Okay, so I'm looping through the array of pixels, right? So that's going to start in the top left, and then it's going to go 1 to the right, and then it's going to go 2 to the right, and then it's going to go 3 to the right, and eventually it'll get through the whole thing. So what do I need to do in there? What was I trying to do? What's the background do? Yeah, it just sets them all to that color, right? So I think I want pixels. Which pixel do I want to set to the color? All of them. So maybe you try this, right? Set pixels equal to the color you got. Why is it whining? Oh, the left-hand side needs an index, right? So you want to set the pixels, the ith element of the pixels array to the color you passed. Is this going to work now?
Now we need to update pixels.
Oh. Why?
Because of the way processing is.
Because of the way processing is. So first you're grabbing the pixels, right? Then you're set each pixel to the color. And then you're going to update them. What was the command to update the pixels? Update pixels, I think. Okay, so now what do I expect this to do?
Make the background.
Yeah, I expect this to be now a white background. Sick. Okay. Zach had a terrible idea that I really liked. I'm just going to quick implement that because it's fun. I'm going to write a random color function. So how do I write a random color function?
Red color.
Okay.
No, return.
Yeah, so do I want my random color function to return something?
You want to return a color.
Yeah, I want it to return a color. So I'm going to tell it color, and I'm going to have rand color. And you guys might recall I've written this method a couple of times in here. What do I expect random color to take?
Probably 3 inches or 2, but it's a minimum and a maximum.
No. What do I expect the random color to take?
Nothing. Oh, yeah.
Nothing. Right? It doesn't need anything. It's just going to make a random color, right? So how do you make a random color? You do color, and then you throw randoms in here. So
It should be up to 256 instead of 5.
Okay, yeah, sure. That'll probably work. So that's going to give me up through 255s. I don't know where that came from. What's it wondering about?
There's another parentheses.
Oh, one more paren. Okay, cool. Must return a result of type int.
Oh, does it?
Why isn't it returning anything? I told it. Color. Random. Oh, you need to return that. Yeah. Ah, cool. Well, it says it works. So if I put a random color in here, what do I expect this to do?
I'll make the background a red color. Well,
So is it going to make every pixel a random color, or is the whole background going to be a random color? Yeah, the whole background will all be the same random color. You guys see why? Does that make sense? Because it's rolling the random color only once, right? And then it's passing that to this for loop that sets all the pixels to that same color. So I should get some kind of random color. Why isn't it looping through 60 times a second? Yeah, because there's no draw. You don't have a loop going. If you wanted to loop it through 60 times a second, you would add a draw method. So you might do void draw. and then take this thing and paste it in there. Don't do it. Is it painful to watch? My guess is it's painful to watch. Oh God.
Oh, it could be worse.
Okay. So if we wanted to make it do random colors for each individual pixel.
Put the random method in the folder.
Yep. Then you need and this is a little weird, right? So you want to take the random color method, right? And put it where in here? In your background?
Equals C equals that random color.
Yeah, so instead of here.
The poor bit, right?
So now this takes a random color. This takes a color C, right? The background 2 method that I wrote is supposed to get a color C. What does it do with it?
Nothing. Makes it
Nothing. And
It just has it.
yeah, it just takes it and holds it and, loves on it a little bit, but it doesn't actually do anything with it, right? It really just pitches it in the garbage as soon as it gets it. So that is one nice thing about processing. It tells you when you're not using a variable. Not all languages do that. Not all compilers have this feature. Whatever.
Oh, fun.
That is kind of a horrible fuzzy static thing.
You can up the pixel scale so each pixel is larger.
What?
Yeah, you can do the pixel scale.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Wait, how do you do that?
Nope, stay away from me with that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that later anyway.
Can I get a copy of this code?
Yes. Okay. Questions, concerns, deals on the pixels array? Remember, you're supposed to use the pixels array to make something.
We made TV.
Not this. You can't just give me my own code back.